Welcome to the first of our Your Club Matters winter webinars. I'm Hannah and I have Claire and Amber here too from Living Sport team this lunchtime to introduce you to our Sport England Club Matters online resource. To prevent confusion, I just want to differentiate between Club Matters, which is a Sport England online resource, and our Your Club Matters, which is our own Living Sport Club Development Programme. So as you'll see there on the screen, hopefully you can see the presentation. Your Club Matters is our own programme, and then Sport England covers Club Matters, which is an online resource. I'll pass you over to Amber for a brief introduction on how this webinar will work. You'll hear from me again in a little bit.
Okay, everyone, I'm Amber. Just to give you a bit of an introduction about how this is going to work, hopefully your screen should look something like the screen that is up on the presentation at the moment. There should be a small chat box or small meeting box in the on the right-hand side of the screen. Just for your reference, we have you all muted at the moment, which means that you can't speak to us. We will have a short break at the end where you can unmute yourself and ask any questions if you want to. So at the moment, the audio telephone here should be red with a cross through it. The screen here should also be red with a cross through it. That means that you're not sharing your screen with us. And the webcam as well, if it's available, should be red with a cross through it. There's also a chat box which you can bring down. We just sent a message saying that we had audio difficulties. But if you've got any questions at any point during the presentation, just feel free to write a message in the chat box and we'll be able to see it and either address it in the middle or at the end of the presentation. So yeah, I think that's about it from housekeeping.
Okay, thanks Amber. So to just go into the webinar, Club Matters, as I mentioned before, is a resource that was produced by Sport England, which launched in 2015. So effectively it's a one-stop shop that is free, convenient and full of practical resources to help you to develop and sustain a club. Basically we'll show you through the homepage and how to log in a little bit, but just to give you a bit more information, to get maximum use of the system, we just ask clubs, you're encouraged to sign in so you can actually access all areas of Club Matters. It's a great resource to kind of have a look through, whether you've got 15 minutes in a lunch break or whether you've got a little bit more time to do an online resource. We'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. No matter how big or small your club, it's a usable system full of hints, tips and advice. I'll pass you over to Claire who will explain what you'll find on the homepage and how to log in.
Okay, thank you very much. Yep, so I'm Claire. If you first, when you click onto the Club Matters website, this is the screen that you'll see. The first thing to note is that you can see the website is broken down into 4 main areas. So if I just page down a bit and make it a bit easier. Okay, so we've got club finances there in the orange, we've got club management in blue, club people in purple and the club marketing in yellow. On the left-hand side, there's also various options around improving your club, workshops and mentoring, and club mark and accreditation. Before we look into any more detail on any of those, as Hannah mentioned earlier, it's really important to sign up to Club Matters so that you can access the full range of tools and resources. To do that, it's really quick and simple. So if we go back to the top of the page, you click on Login up here at the top, and that will load the login page. So when you return as a previous user, you'll be able to enter your username and password here on the left-hand side. But for those of you that haven't signed up as yet, on the right-hand side you'll see here the Is It Your First Time Here box. All you need to do is to create a new account. Just click Create New Account. It then asks for some basic information both about yourself and your club. So I'll scroll all the way down to the bottom of there. Oh, quite important to note, so it does give you the opportunity to either sign up as a new club or you can affiliate yourself effectively to a club that's already on there. So if you know that another member of your club has already signed up to the website, you can add yourself in as part of that club rather than entering the same club twice. So yeah, so you go right down to the bottom, click on Register My New Account. From that you'll receive an email almost straight away with some instructions and also a link. Click on the link, you'll be redirected to the Club Matters page, already signed in and ready to go. So I'll cancel that for now and we'll sign in with our own login. Okay, so we'll log in here. So you can see the screen looks slightly different, but if you head just back to the home page, and we're back right at the beginning. So as I mentioned, there's 4 key areas. It's broken down like this so that it makes it easier for you to find exactly what you're looking for. It makes it easier to navigate. So the club finances section covers a variety of topics, including budgeting, generating an income and managing club costs. So as you can see here, there's a drop-down menu as well. There's club management here, which looks at various things from club structure to developing an effective committee and looking at policy and procedure. Club marketing at the bottom. It offers advice and guidance on how you can effectively market your club. So from research and strategy to traditional marketing and digital marketing, there's a whole host of information and resources around that on there. Finally, over here we've got Club People. So this offers support around volunteers, coaching, understanding your market, and various other bits as well. So this tool is really a great way to find out more information on a specific topic if you know what it is you're looking for, but also if there's a broader topic that you're not entirely sure what you're looking for, you can go from there as well. So for example, if you know you want to know a bit more about Club People but not entirely sure what aspect of Club People you want to know about, you can click on the main topic heading, so this one here. This then takes you through to the Club People's page. So you can see there's a bit of an overview there, a bit of an introduction to what the section's all about. If you go down to the bottom, you can then choose from there which item you'd like to explore further, so whether it's volunteers, coaches or members and participants in this instance. They're all just linked up at the bottom. Okay, so if you know exactly what it is you're looking for, we'll go back to the home page. So say for example you were looking for information on volunteers, you can go back to Club People here on the home page, select from the drop-down menu and select volunteers, and then that will load all the volunteer information. Similarly to the previous page, it provides an overview to volunteers in the first instance, so opportunity to read through that. And then as you go down to the bottom, again it gives you various avenues to explore so you can find the exact information that you're looking for. So if you were looking at how you could find volunteers, if you just select finding volunteers at the bottom, then it creates a bit more specific information. So you'll see here on this page there's a series of questions with the arrows, the blue arrows to the left-hand side. So again, you can really target what it is you're looking for. So for example, if you were looking at who can help me find volunteers, click down the drop-down arrow, and there's a whole list of partners and organisations that can support you in finding new volunteers to support your club. Okay, so if you go down all the way to the bottom, there's both resources and links. So the resources, the How to Attract New Volunteers guide will load up a PDF document with little hints and tips on how you can attract new volunteers to your club. And the skills matrix, for example, encourages you to think about the skills that your volunteers already have but you may not be utilising. Secondly then, over here in the link side, these take you to external websites, but again, these are all organisations you in your quest of new volunteers. Okay, so if I head back to the home page, simply scroll back up to the top and go home, and I'll hand back over to Amber, who's going to show you some more specifics around what can be accessed through the Club Matters tool.
Okay, if we just zoom back onto our presentation. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so we're going to look at what tools are available. Obviously, Claire's just given a brief overview of what you can access, as well as sort of giving lots of generic resources. There's also some specific tools available through the Club Matters website. So they've got a club improvement plan generator, which is ideal for your sports club if you know where you are now and you want to look at how you can progress into the future. So we'll have a look at that in a minute, just exactly how that works. They've also got a club views tool, which is handy if lots of members of your club signed up to Club Matters. You can send out questionnaires to see what they would like from the club next. There's also a club mentoring scheme through Club Matters, where Club Matters can assign you a mentor. That could be face-to-face, it could be over the phone, or it could even be via email. So Club Matters also has advice regarding Club Mark and how you can either gain Club Mark status or go through the reaccreditation process. There's also a tool called Club Matters Social, which again is a sort of forum for all members of your club to discuss the club. And there's also some online learning modules and some free workshops that they run. So we'll just head back over to the Club Matters website so we can have a look at those. So we'll start off at the home page. If you click onto My Club, once you've obviously logged in and everything, there's a tab here. So again, we have the 4 main areas. There's a tab on the left-hand side which says Improve My Club. So if we click on this one, this has got lots of resources about how you can improve a club, whether it's looking to start a new club, so some ideas and areas that you should consider so when you're starting a new club. They've got the Club Improvement tool here, and they've also got the Club Views tool. So we'll have a quick look at the Club Improvement tool just so you can see how it works. So if we scroll down, there's lots of resources in terms of how it works and how you can get others involved with it. If we scroll down to click onto the actual Club Improvement tool, you can see that we have created a sort of test one for our club, as it were. And how it works is it comes up with, you're asked where you think your club is now, and it sort of ranks it in a level. So we've said that our club at the moment is level 1 for everything. We're not very good at club people, we're not very good at club marketing, etc. And we've said that where we want to be is level 4, so that's the sort of top rank. And you have to decide whether you want to do this over a 6-month, a 12-month, an 18-month or a 24-month period. So you can go back to it within that time frame and see whether you have achieved what you set out to. So if we have a look at what actually is broken down in the Club Improvement Plan. In a minute. So you're essentially asked to answer a questionnaire, and it's again split down into the 4 main sections of people, finance, management and marketing. And from that it comes up with an assessment of where your club is. So here on the left hand side it has a summary of your questionnaire answers. So here it says, at present you have little understanding of your members' wants and needs, you don't currently ask your members for views, feedback, and that's sort of its summary of our club, as it were. From that, it then suggests some ideas of how you can move forward with the club and some potential resources on the Club Matters website that you can use. So here it's recommended that we can look at things like club views, mentoring, club development plans, and you can move these about so you can choose whether you think that actually volunteers is a priority for your club. You can move that up to one of your top 3 priorities. Within those priorities as well, you can also choose to allocate them to members of your club. So here, these are members of my club, you can task a member. So if I say wanted Hannah to focus on volunteers, I wanted her to go and look at that resource, then I can click this and it will send that resource automatically to her, for example, and it does this for each of the 4 sections. So these ones for club people are all online website links with online information. But if we go down to the marketing section, ones that we've chosen, so we've chosen an understanding your market resource, but there's also an evaluating marketing options online module. So for example, if you've got somebody within your club that is particularly focused on marketing, you could task them with that to complete. So it's a really great resource just to not only see where you are now, but also look how you can develop going forward from that. And again, it's sort of broken down into each of the 4 sections. And from this, you can share your Club Improvement tool with members of your club that are on Club Matters, or you can print it off to take to your committee meetings, things like that, so everybody can sort of get an idea of where it is and where the club is sort of planning to be in the future. So other areas that we're going to look at are the online modules that are available to your club. So if we go back to the home page, if we, on the home page, so there's tabs along the top, you've got me, that's sort of any activity you've done, any modules you've done, my club, which will be detailed about your club, and there's also a find support tab, which is probably the most important. If you go down to the online modules, this will bring up all of the learning resources they have. So for example, there's things about simpler finance, evaluating marketing options, managing capital projects, and these are all sort of online learning modules that are really quick and easy to complete, and also you can dip in and out of them. So you don't have to set aside an hour to do a module. You can sort of do 10 minutes one day, 10 minutes the next day. So we've looked at the evaluating marketing options module. Within this, we can choose to launch the module here, which essentially just brings up the module. It's all sort of online when it loads. So essentially, it just breaks it all down, and again, you can sort of look through it all, and it kind of just makes it a bit more easier to understand rather than just reading a website. Within that, as well as doing the online modules, there's also sort of recommended associated with that. So we've looked at evaluating a marketing strategy. There's also things here such as the most of Facebook, top tips for Twitter. So each of these online modules has lots of resources linked to them that you can obviously access. So such as ideas about integrating Facebook with your website, having a unique file. It's all sort of ideas that are linked to the marketing strategy. So there's obviously online modules in lots of different things. But for example, say you wanted something specific. Claire obviously said earlier about the volunteering example. You know kind of vaguely what you want, but there isn't a specific module associated with it. There's also an A to Z resource library on the Club Matters website, which has basically listed all of the resources available under each A to Z category. So you can just search through anything that sort of takes your fancy. If you say want to something to do with budgeting, you can click here, and this will just take you through to the resource associated with that, rather than having to go through the online module for finance. It's all sort of kind of quite really easy to navigate and really easy to find exactly what you want. And again, if you aren't sure exactly what you want, but you wanted to look at something, say, for example, Claire showed you earlier volunteering, we could put into the search bar at the top, volunteering, and this will bring up all of the resources that are related to volunteering. So we've got the keeping volunteers, finding volunteers, but also things like understanding people's motivations, which might be linked to volunteering. You can just have a click. And again, this just links you back to this page. So all of the pages are all linked together. It's all really easy to navigate. That's sort of a bit of an overview on the main tools available to you. But obviously, we did mention the mentoring scheme that Club Matters offers. Their next sort of round for mentors actually opens in May 2016. But you can go on and browse and have a look at what is available. As I said, this could be, if we just put in here mentors, this will come up with everything to do with mentoring. So it's got all the information about how a mentor can help me, things like that. And even if it's just something to do with dropping an email for advice from somebody, it's all available through Club Matters. So that's a bit of a brief overview of what Club Matters can offer your club. We'll now hand back to Hannah to chat a bit more about how we are sort of making the Club Matters tool a bit more real and local.
Okay, thank you, Amber. So hopefully that will give you a bit of a whistle-stop tour of what's available online. As Amber said, we've also created a club audit, which actually we come out and meet with clubs face-to-face, just so we can talk through various aspects of your clubs to get a bit of an idea around where you are now and where you want to get to. The audit actually focuses on those four main areas that Claire mentioned earlier on, so club finances, club management, club people and club marketing. So it does echo some of the things that are in the club improvement tool, but it's a bit more of an external facing document for us to sit down with you directly. So if that's of interest, we can come out and meet with you and go through that club audit. Hopefully it will then kind of sit in line with what the Club Matters online resource says anyway, so that could be a potential option. Again, if you are interested in that opportunity, just do get in touch with Amber and follow up after this webinar. Okay, so hopefully now you've got a bit of a better understanding of the Club Matters resource. If you do go away and have any questions or anything you want to discuss, come back to us again. If you could just use Amber's email, that would be great. We have actually recorded this webinar, so we will send through the link to you, so you'll be able to actually share it with your clubs. We will be sticking around for a few minutes today, so if anyone does have any questions, you can just write them in your chat box or unmute yourself to ask. So thank you very much. We'll be